Hello friend, hope you're keeping well. After a long struggle, after of many videos, nearly 40 videos from Unit 1. Now we come to Unit 2, UGC Net Psychology, Part 1 Short Notes. In this we'll see in detail about the research, methodologies and types of research, and all those things. Hope you are studying and never give up, keep on learning and study well. Even though we have a lot of difficulties, a lot of problems, still we are uploading videos the same way. You please study. Detailed notes. Short notes I thought to give, but detailed notes are better. Research, methodology, and statistics. Research meaning, purpose, and dimension. These are three things you want to see. First, the meaning of research. What do you mean by research? Research is a systematic or controlled or empirical and critical investigation to discover new facts or solve problems or test hypotheses or develop theories. Like in PhD, they do all the research. The key characteristics of research. It will be systematic, empirical, logical, replicable, objective, critical. First, systematic follows steps like problem, method, data, result. Empirical is based on direct observation. Okay, what they observe is empirical. Logical, reason. What is the reason? Replicable, like copying. Objective is like free from personal bias. Critical is very careful examination of the things like what they see. And the definition we see here is very interesting. And they say that Kerlinger, he said that scientific research is systematic, controlled, empirical and critical investigation of natural phenomena guided by theory and hypothesis. He says that it's research should be systematic and it should be in controlled and empirical plus critical investigation. Creswell says that research is a process of steps used to collect and analyze information to increase our understanding. So this research should help us to understand more things and learn more things, like what you're doing researching or something. Like when you take a topic, go deep into that and we find out that what is more thing we can learn from this, what are the other way of thinking we see from different perspective of the studies. The second point is, what's the purpose of research? First we saw the meaning, second is the purpose, or what is the goal, what's the aim. Research serves several important purposes. So many points are there. First one is exploration. To explore an area where little information exists, help generate hypotheses. So, for example, we feel like girls are always very humble and innocent. But when you go deep and study about, then we know that they are more clever and they are more naughty and even they do more crimes and cunning things than boys. So, how do we know that? By research. Maybe you take in the care of boys. Maybe you think that boys are very bad, but still some good boys are also there. So, like this example. Next point is description. It describes characteristics of a population or phenomenon. Example, prevalence rate of depression. So they find out depression. So we think that only boys get depression, but even girls get depression. Even some animals get depression. That is something interesting. Okay, when you scold the animal or beat them, they get depression and sad. Third is explanation. So here it identifies cause and effect relationships. Why something happens, we have to see in detail. Why this happens, we'll research on that. We'll go deep into that, like scientists how they research. We research into logical ways and we study reading and watch many things we research. Next is prediction. We predict this, if you do this, this may happen. Like for example, if we give daily 1 hour for music practice, we'll become in 1 month, we'll become a better musician. Like that's an example. So we predict, or we call it a hypothesis, or forecasting future behaviors or outcomes. For example, predicting job performance from aptitude scores. You get this much score or you'll get a better job. You get this score or you'll get a first rank. Like this is a prediction. Fifth one, application. Solving real world problems. For example, creating training programs, behavior therapy, like day-to-day life programs they follow by application level. Okay. Sixth is control, manipulating variables. Okay. Sometimes what happens, they confuse. For example, like stimulus control and behaviorism. By changing the behavior, it happens. The next, third point is dimensions of research. What are the other ways or other sides of this research? This will see now. Research varies along several dimensions, like basic versus applied. Basic research develops theories, tests principles, not for immediate use, but for future. Applied research means solves real problems like clinical, educational, or organizational. Second is two types of research are there, that is quantitative versus qualitative. So here this quantitative means numerical data, objective, statistical analysis. Quality means subjective experiences, meaning interviews and observe. This is the thing we can see here. We saw the qualitative and quantitative. So, say qualitative means is there should be subjective, and quantitative means like how much numerical objective stats based on numbers. Third is experimental versus non-experimental. Experimental here means manipulation of force, like control of variables, but non-experimental means no manipulation. Correlational survey studies, they do survey and all those things, and they will find out. That's the thing we can see here. And next we can see here is about field versus laboratory. Field means real life setting like high external validity, and laboratory is like control setting high internal validity. And next is cross sectional versus longitudinal. Like here it means about like data collection at one point. Next is research problem. The meaning of the research problem is a clear, specific, researchable question that identifies what the researcher wants to study. The sources of research problems like existing theories, previous research gaps, social issues, observations, personal experience, practical field problems, and so on. And categories of this good research problem like specific, clear and unambiguous, researchable with available methods, feasible like time zone should be easy, and it should be ethical and relevant and significant also. So important which is relevant. These are things we can see here. Examples like there's mindfulness improve memory in college students. What variables predict academic burnout in teachers? These all things are examples of these studies. Thank you. Have a great day.